Folks, today I would like to talk to you about another very important topic and also a trend in the world that the unknown can be taught in a school, can be learnt by reading books, and can be preached to the people. This is a danger because depending upon your culture, your background, your country, you are creating a mental image of the unknown and spreading that as the unknown, God, whatever. That creates a lot of division, as you all know, among people throughout history. It has been the reason why many people are killed in the name of God or the unknown. Let me tell you, unknown is known only to the unknown. No one else knows about the unknown. For example, there is a statement in Hindu scripture which reads something like Tat Vamasi, which means in English, you are that. That's what I was told. How can anyone talk about what is meant by the word that or tat? It's unknown. Nobody can say anything about that except that. Only that can say something about that. There is a tendency among folks, especially in India, that by uttering the word Om, that they know about God. Let me tell you a story. It's a very short one. There was a famous guru, very popular. Lot of folks used to come from throughout the world, and there was a huge queue to get his darshan. And there are two people. One was an Indian, another one was a foreigner. The Indian asked the foreigner, "Where are you from?" The foreigner said, "I am such and such country. I have come here to understand what God is all about." The Indian suddenly said, "Oh, you don't know what God is? Om is God. Om is our God, Hindu God." The foreigner kept quiet. He knows inside himself that this person really doesn't know, because if he knows what God is, then why is he standing in the queue to see the guru or the famous guru, popular guru? The Indian himself knows that he doesn't know, but he somehow assumes, because he knows the word Om, he thinks that he knows about God. this is being spread. This tendency is being spread by the guru. A lot of gurus. There are schools in India, they teach about Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, etc. And then the students were asked to go and preach. Or even if they don't preach, they were given the impression that they know about God. Sometimes even the teacher says that this is not what God is. You have to go and realize that. But the folks who are learning the Hindu scriptures think out of ignorance that they know about God. They didn't realize what God is, but they think that they know about God, so they can talk about it. Folks, the word Tatvamasi can be uttered only by the unknown, as I said before. It has absolutely no power if it is told or preached by anyone else. The right way to understand the unknown is to deny, to reject everything that you know about God, including the ones that you hear from gurus and books in schools teaching the Vedas and other things. Reject everything and the known, then the unknown will come to you, will happen to you, or it cannot be described, but you'll know about it. You'll know about it. To know about it, as I have been saying in my earlier videos, you have to first reject, and you cannot control your mind. You should realize that you have no power to control your mind. You totally have to surrender, and the thing which is beyond, the energy beyond the human mind, has to totally arrest your normal human mind and then reveal the unknown to you. That will never happen if you think that you know about God. You have to reject whatever you know. Only then you will know what God is, what the unknown is. To the disciples and to the followers of the folks who are flocking to various gurus, I would suggest stop spoiling the gurus, because you are encouraging them to talk about the unknown by reading books or by even experiencing a few experiences, spiritual experiences, the so-called spiritual experiences, by doing some yogasanams or by some genuine spiritual experiences. A simple spiritual experience is not same as realizing the unknown. what is meant by that, the word Tat. To talk about Shiva or Vishnu, you have to be Shiva. You have to realize that you are that. For example, as a human being, you are the only one who knows about you. Somebody else cannot talk about you, even though they see you in human form. The same way, even if some of the gurus see Shiva's figure in front of them during their meditation or through some spiritual experience, it is not same as being Shiva or being that. Being that is even more difficult to be Shiva. Shiva is a state of the unknown after it has taken a form not a human form, a form with the three eyes, as I said. That is not the eternal, that is the eternal descending to a state where there are three eyes. Three eyes are created to create the three Jyotis, as I have been saying in other videos. So bottom line is that you have to realize you are that unknown before you can talk about the unknown. If you want to talk about the unknown, go and realize that and declare that you are that unknown. Let me tell you at this point, absolutely there is no one except me, not the form that you are seeing at this point when you are hearing my words. Except me, there is absolutely no one in the universe at this point who has realized that they are the unknown. If you are really that, declare that. Declare that you are that unknown. Otherwise, I would suggest do not preach about that unknown, because what you are preaching, what you are telling the folks in ignorance is what you imagine or what you read or what you think. That is not same as what is the unknown. To all the folks who are flocking to these gurus, I would say stop doing that. And some of you might say that, well, I don't have time, I'm very busy in managing my career, my family, my children, so I need something to hang on. I may realize the unknown at some future point, but at this point, I don't have a time. So I need something. I need somebody to keep me good so that I don't go astray. I don't do anything wrong. I would say that if you want to do something illegal, go and do it and get punished. Suffer from that. That suffering should teach you not to do illegal things. That is the right way. Rather than going to the gurus and learning something, some description of the unknown, and out of ignorance thinking that that description will keep you away from bad things. Let me tell you another important event that happened in India. That also should give you some evidence what about the ignorance that people have and people have obtained by reading books or from their gurus. There is a state in southern India, Kerala, it's called. There is a temple called Ayyappa temple or Ayyappan temple in Sabari Malai or Mala, whatever. And the Indian Supreme Court has recently ruled that women should be allowed to enter into the temple and worship the Ayyappan god. Recently, some women tried to do that, tried to go to the temple and enter the temple to worship Ayyappan deity. The Ayyappa Bhaktas, so-called Bhaktas, devotees, got very upset and they told a lot of reasons why women should not enter that temple. Two of them are very important for our discussion today. One is that they say that is Vishnu. Women cannot approach that. Women cannot enter. Women cannot go to Vishnu. That's very strange. Another reason was that the god Ayyappa is observing celibacy, brahmacharya, is a brahmachari. So his brahmacharyam, or the state of celibacy, will be disturbed if women enter the temple and worship the deity. How can that be a god who gets distracted by a woman? From this, it should be very clear to you all that the god they are worshipping is the image created by the devotees. The devotees probably feel that they have been observing brahmacharya, the state of celibacy, for a certain number of days, and that they do not want to be distracted while they are worshipping Ayyappa, the god, their god. They are creating this image of themselves as God and worshipping that. I don't know who told that one has to observe celibacy before realizing the unknown. You have to be moderate, but you don't have to be a celibate. You do not have to observe celibacy before realizing the unknown. And another thing, very important thing is, it's interesting, all these things are still there, even in this modern world. That in olden days, I was told that women are weak, women should consider their husband as their God. And if they serve their husband, if the women serve their husband is as good as serving the God, and they will realize God by just doing that. And the men should go and realize God. This is absolutely nonsense. You all know that. But some of the folks don't know that. Folks, you have to reject all these known descriptions of the unknown before you realize the unknown. And if you do not have the time to do that, be in a state of a real atheist. A real atheist says, whatever is known is not God. But if they deny the unknown is also not God, then they are not right. Because how can they say about the unknown? Unknown is unknown. They cannot say anything about the unknown, whether it is God or not God. They have to be open. An atheist who says whatever is known is not God, but I am open to the unknown, whatever it is, then he or she is really a true devotee or true state. He is in a true state. He or she will realize the unknown before any of the thieves, any of the folks who learn about the God from the books, from their gurus. These folks are far behind the atheist who says the known is not God, but I don't know about the unknown. I have no idea. That's what I would like to talk to you today, folks. The bottom line is the unknown is known to only the unknown. The word Tattvamasi must have been told by someone who realized that he is that unknown. The folks who heard that or wrote about it, thinking that they can repeat it, And by repeating it, by preaching it, they are doing something good to the public. In fact, they are doing harm to the public because they are giving the wrong impression to the people that by hearing those words, by repeating those words, that the crowd, the folks, think that they know about God, the unknown. So I would suggest to all the gurus, stop preaching till you realize that you are that unknown. To all the followers and disciples, stop flocking to these gurus, creating bondage in them towards you and making them ignorant and making you as well as them as ignorant. I was told in India, even there are political parties who preach about the Hindu God. It's very interesting. And some of the gurus are joining hands with those political parties, the sub wings in their political parties, and thinking that they are spreading the word of God. They are really creating fear who are following other religions. So I would suggest stop all those things. Again, the unknown is known only to the unknown, is not known to anybody else, and everybody else should stop preaching that. Stop thinking that they know about God by hearing those words or by repeating those words of God, the unknown. Folks, be free of all this ignorance. Otherwise, your suffering will not end. It will only increase in coming days.